The Zone is brought to you by Sega, the makers of Mega Drive and Mega CD.
It's a hard day's night, and I've been working like a thing that goes woof. Actually, I went to Time Zone and had a big night playing games. It's tough being the host, but hey, someone's got to do it, you know?
I'm gonna take you to a place you've never been before.
It's a dream.
We're 3 minutes away from...
We're now in the approach phase, everything looking good.
31 seconds, and we're
Still looking very good.
Play it. Play it. Play it. Play it.
Play and play good. The very latest information on an amazing film.
Into other worlds.
You're gonna dig this.
You are now entering.
Coming at you today on the Zone, some ultra-lucky clan member will be plucked out of obscurity and flung onto the Gold Coast as the winner of the mighty theme park competition. Cop that! On the games front, we preview Stunt Race FX, suss out Outlander, World Cup 94, Chuck Rock 2, and Settlers on the PC. The Games Wizards mayhem continues. We've got cheats for TFX on some city, and there's the buzz type thing with the Mobster coming at you from Melbourne with the Blockbuster video comp. And if you reckon we'll get through all that, you've got extremely big rocks in your head. Zone, no!
You've got to be a pretty confident sort of designing type person to pluck out another driving game. I mean, there's a truckload of them. And the top of the line carts like Virtual Racing, Andretti, and good old Mario Kart are pretty cool. So like I said, you have to be fairly confident to release another one. The peoples at Nintendo were, they did, and yep, it's good.
Stunt Race FX certainly lives up to the hype. It's the most awesome jaw-dropping, adrenaline-pumping racer for the SNES. There are 4 games you can select. Stunt Tracks, which is a Collect the Stars obstacle course. Battle Tracks, a 2-player head-to-head race. Free Tracks, a Mario Kart time trials kind of deal. And Speed Tracks, each of which have a variety of courses. Choose from 4 vehicles, a sleek Formula 1 racer, a zippy coupe, a 4-wheel drive, or a very fast motorbike.
This is the second Super Nintendo game to use the much talked about FX chip. Unlike the first, Starwing, it's a very classy product. It's similar to Sega's Virtual Racing in that it's a racing game using brilliant polygon graphics. And there's also the added similarity of different viewing perspectives. But Stunt Race FX, while not being quite as serious a driving sim as Virtual Racing, has a lot more depth and fun value than Sega's game.
The new improved FX chip gives the game more speed, ups the polygon count and texture mapping. So if you thought Starwing looked cool, check this out. Sound and music are excellent and best pumped through the stereo for the full rev effect. The controls are tricky at first, but the game is so much fun you'll be hooked in no time.
This is a very impressive and very playable game indeed, and if you're not bored by driving cars around racetracks, you should check it out. I'd give it 90.
The tracks aren't that hard to finish, but you'll keep on racing to beat those times. The only bummer is the 2-player game. The windows are tiny, with less detail, and the speed drops considerably. Still, it's a great game, and nothing short of a frontal lobotomy should stop you from getting this. 94.
It's without a shadow of a doubt that TFX is the #1 flight sim at the moment. And it's because of this, we've got a really cool TFX cheat for you. As those who've played it know, it really isn't cool when your pilot gets nailed and you have to do the training missions all over again. So when you put your call sign in, try this. Hold down Control and then hit the start button. This way, you can skip the training fights and go straight to the action. Check it out, dudes.
That boy has some great potential.
Grab your club, slip into the bearskin, and get ready for a serious case of cave bashing. He's back. He's Neanderthal, he's on the Mega CD, he's Chuck Rock. And he's got very little to do with this game, I'm afraid. Chuck Rock 2 is all about Chuck's prehistoric son. And this time around, the game starts off with what would have to be one of the best intros the Mega CD has ever seen. Once the intro's over, you got yourself a pretty groovy little platformer too. Well, I dug it anyway. The basic idea, as the intro suggests, is that you as Chuck Jr. are pretty ticked off at the concept of your pa's mugging and kidnapping. Or dadnapping at least, you're the kid, right? So you set off alone, on foot, armed with only your trusty club, which, by the way, is of a size that Bam Bam would kill Pebbles for, with his rescue in mind. Speaking of Pebbles, does this whole thing reek of the Flintstones, or what?
No. Well, maybe just a bit, but I reckon it's cool just the same.
All through the game, there's plenty of things to thump with your oversized baseball bat, and there's even some goody two-shoes animals along the way to help you out. Now, still on the subject of the big stick, it's good for things like jumping and hitching rides on tall things, as well as just smacking the living daylights out of unfriendlies. The game itself is just your basic platformer, with nothing special except for the intro, but I bet Adam's already told you all about that because he's a real sucker for intros. And I'm a sucker for biffing, boofy things with big sticks. It's a great value platformer, and it scores 80.
Anyway, the overall graphics are awesome, the sound is absolutely huge, hey, it's on CD, and best of all, it's easy to play. That all makes up for a game which, while not winning any awards for groundbreaking new and original concepts, delivers the goods and is a whole lot of fun to play. And hopefully, I haven't just been brainwashed by the intro. 85.
This is the Zone thing, and we're coming at you in living Technicolor, so don't go changing.
Here's a surefire way to get the coolest results for SimCity 2000. This one's called Small is Cool. Find a large area of flat terrain. Then build a 3 squares by 3 squares block of residential zone. Next, build a 1 by 3 block of commercial zone opposite it. Now build an industrial block 2 squares by 2 squares, so that all 3 areas make a triangle. Put in a single road in the middle and surround the entire rectangle with water. Connect it to power and you're there. This island means low crime rates and low pollution levels, but you're consistently receiving high tax payments. Sounds pretty cool? Check it out.
Can you feel it, mate? Can you?
Before we head down to Games Wizards, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise for the irresponsible behaviour of Muttlee whenever we leave Zone Land. I'm sorry.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Is it me?
Is it me?
It's me.
It's him.
Hey, brothers of the gaming world. Here we are at the Games Wizards Superstore for the second time in a row, second week of our celeb
Get
shootout
out,
challenge.
crib. We're in a garbage bin.
Shut up, man. All right. Okay, we're in a bin. We're in a bin, but we are at Lidcombe, and that is where the Games Wizards...
We're at Chatswood.
Excuse me one second. Mutt, remember last week when we went to Games Wizards and we shot all that stuff for the celeb shootout?
Yeah.
Okay, now what did we forget to film?
An intro?
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to go and draw the 2 lucky home viewers, and the celebrities are
Craig Riddington, Iron Man,
and Brett Dallas from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Yes.
Well, here we are again, guys. Centre stage for the second time at Games Wizards for the second celebrity shootout,
And our first lucky home viewer happens to be Marilyn Shine of Derrygun in Queensland, and Brett Dallas, the Canterbury Bankstown rugby league player, will be playing for you.
and Anthony Bradshaw from Tasmania. You've got Craig Riddington, the Iron Man, playing for you guys, so there's no problems there. Let's go check it out. You're bound to win. Let's go.
Okay, let's meet the man behind the sluggos.
Okay, Craig, so this is NBA Jam. Have you played it before?
No.
Apart from just when we put it on before.
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay, so viewers at home, he's never played it before. He's going to kick some serious butt, but we just want you to know that he's a fresh starter, okay?
So you're my coach?
I'm your coach,
Right,
so
okay.
to speak. But tell me, what's it like being an Iron Man? How's it feel? Is it uncomfortable?
It's, you feel more in control on a ski than what you do holding one of these.
Hold one of these. Just remember that it's not on tag mode, so hand it to the other guy and he'll score for you heaps, okay? So just keep passing it.
Okay, so I'm the tall bloke.
You are.
He's a little man, he's a huge man, he's a fast man, he's a big man, he's a huge man.
We're in intensive training with Brett Dallas at the moment, playing NBA Jam. How you doing, Brett?
Not too bad.
Yeah, had a good season. He plays with Canterbury Bulldogs, they're a New South Wales rugby league team. Had any history in video games at all?
I've played this a couple of times, okay.
Yeah, you like it?
goes
Okay.
all right,
Any other,
yeah.
like you're a pinball kid or something?
Nah.
No? Well, that's it from the man. We're going to head across into the competition. Him and Craig will be doing battle in just a second, so stick around for that one. Okay, looks like a huge battle of the minds there.
Oh, what's BHP gonna do?
Ah, Canadian.
Oh, it's a huge can, it's a huge game, it's a huge life.
You're the bits, Daryl. Back soon.
Huge.
Nice place you got here, mate.
Want a drink? Nah, you know what this bin reminds me of, actually?
Apart from your home.
Apart from my house? World Cup Soccer 94. Why?
Because that's the only thing we could think of? Yes, of course.
World Cup USA 94 on the SNES made about as much sense to me as holding the World Cup in America anyway. I personally thought that the gameplay was entirely lacking, the sprites were hard to control, and the controls themselves were just plain dodgy.
It's a rainy afternoon, you're stuck inside, and you've come down with a mild dose of World Cup fever. You need soccer, and you need it fast. So you go to the shops and you spot World Cup USA 94, the only officially licensed game, and you think it's got to be good. After all, it's got that little dog all over the box. But don't do it.
Against games such as Sensible and FIFA International Soccer, this one just don't stack up. It does have some good features though. The sound effects are cool and there's heaps of options such as game modes, instant replays, game speed, match times, weather control, and the option to play with or without rules. But on sports games these days, they're just all standard working equipment. I didn't work up a sweat, I didn't get into the game, and believe me, I tried. I didn't even manage to stay awake till the end of the game. I did give it a 50 though.
World Cup USA runs a poor third behind FIFA International and Sensible Soccer. It's not that it's pathetic or anything, it's just not as good as the competition. If it was a team, it'd be England or maybe Australia, not even in the running. The graphics are okay and it's got more options than you'll ever need, but it just doesn't feel like soccer, and the action, what little there is too stop-start to keep you excited. Pass on this one. 69.
So, you want to make a game with all the attributes of a movie like Mad Max. And why not? It made squillions. Well, gamers, you see, that's just the problem. Everyone wants to make big bucks by selling us a rave about their game being the spitting image of some Super Smash movie. And as for Outlander, the game being like Mad Max 2, I don't think so.
Now here's one that I thought would be great. The whole idea of a game based on a Mad Max situation, of rough mad driving through barren wastelands, appealed to me. But when I whacked this into my Super Nintendo, I was met by a horrible surprise. This game is terrible. To start off with, the game is so slow it's scary. You're supposed to be driving a souped-up sports car, but it's not fast at all.
This is apparently based on the Mad Max movies. Why you have to rescue a scientist called Dr. Beaumont from a biker gang is beyond me. I don't remember that. Worse still, the brainy chap is important not because he discovers a new energy supply for those awesome vehicles, but how to make pure water. How lame.
The gameplay is unbelievably bad, with some of the most horrible controls you'll ever find. The sounds are okay for beeps and blobs, and the graphics are very average. But to be honest, this game is not very good at all. Outlander on the Super Nintendo should be outlawed, and only get to 65.
The game alternates between a quasi-3D driving section, where you waste bikers and helicopters by shooting them down or ramming them, and a side-on view, scavenging section, where you walk around punching or shooting very dumb undesirables, while picking up weapons and health for your righteous self. It's hardly the adrenaline action fest you'd expect from the Maxter though, as both sections are slow to play and the response is pretty clunky. The graphics are mediocre, although I like how the Outlander, limps along as he tries to run. They got that bit right. Music's bland, the sound effects are okay, but still, it doesn't save the game from being a waste of card space. 60.
His mother loves him, which is kind of nice because no one else I know does. He, of course, is Muttlee, and this, of course, is The Buzz.
It's Muttlee's mother here. Actually, he'll be a little while. I just sent him down the shop to buy me some tissues. He's such a lovely boy. But, phew!
Now this is what I call news. This month's GameStar comes with a free Zuko lollipop. Now that's cool. But right now we're going to go down to Melbourne and check out the finals of the Blockbuster Home Video Comp. Everything's happening behind me there in the background. So let's go and meet some of the dudes backstage. Come on. Hey brother, what's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie?
Yeah.
And you're on the Nintendo today. How do you think you'll do?
Oh, all right, I hope.
We have a lady. And this lady's name is?
Kathy.
Kathy. And how do you think you're going to do? Kathy?
I don't think I'm going to do very well.
How come? How come?
I've been practicing with my brother and he always beats me.
What have you got to say, buddy? Couldn't have said it better myself. Here I am with Margie at the Blockbuster Home Video Comp, and for you people at home who wants to know how this thing works today, we're about to find out.
For the past month, we've been finding store champions from around Australia from our 16 stores. And today we've got 32 champs in Sega and Nintendo come to compete to see which two lucky people get to go to Fort Lauderdale to compete to see who's the world champ, the Game Master.
Cool. The contestants were all very tense as the games were about to begin. Being seated and told the rules, the big men came out to play. Here we come up to the final countdown, and the tension is building.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's play!
Well, this promised to be, from the word go, a riveting, nail-biting sensation, and this competition was. Everyone nailed to their seats as expert hands work away on the control pads after the ultimate prize. The game was NBA Jam, and there was plenty of slamming, jamming going on today. Puzzled parents trying to work out what the hell was going on, but the kids knew, and that's what was important. We had fools running around, we had people working behind the scenes, we had everything, but they were after the ultimate goal, and there it is, back soon.
Time now to pluck the name of the lucky gamehead who will be flying Qantas for a weekend of hooting and hollering at the Gold Coast's most excellent theme parks. You'll be staying at the home of the Flipster, SeaWorld Nara Resort, and generally having the time of your life. That's, of course, if you're the lucky zone head who wins. With his hands in the barrel, the Muttster.
I'm going to win.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
He is.
Well, I couldn't quite come up with a barrel. I got a Channel 9 box, which is even better. And now we're going to pick the theme park winner. Just get through all these entries, and we've picked this one out, and this is the winner, Ghost House Roller Coaster Super Spinner. That's right, Miss Caitlin Thornton of New South Wales. You have won. Congratulations. Okay, Bev, the competition's over, but I've got 2 words for you, mate. EA PC game theme park.
Only 2, huh?
Yeah, let's check it out and see if it's good as everyone says.
Okay, now the actual gameplay is styled upon the SimCity feel, as you control everything from ordering the ice creams to creating monster roller coasters.
As you'd expect, the graphics and animation are superb, with large detailed sprites, and the sound effects are spot on in an ultimately cool theme park tradition.
Essentially, it's a point-and-click PC mouse game, so there's heaps of things such as hidden menus and the standard icon-based controls and menus to play with.
But it must be said, the game can get as confusing as hell, and keeping in mind that it's a strategy game, then it's probably to be expected. But there's heaps of things such as negotiating employee contracts, ordering supplies, collecting gated missions and setting prices, etc., which may be an accountant's idea of an excellent Saturday night, but not mine.
So in instances like these, Muttlee can opt for the computer to help him build his theme park, therefore cutting down the confusion. But then again, how hard is it to confuse Muttlee these days? I liked it, I gave it 90.
Boof to you, Bev, mate. It's cooler than a ferret with a speech impediment. 87. Boy, Jingos, we're off to the Games Whiz for the Bashathon.
Part 2, it's going to be huge.
Well, the moment of truth. The guys are prepped, and we're out of here. The screen ain't big enough for the 4 of us, so, Mutt.
Let the games begin.
Okay.
Here's the tip-off, Rido's up high.
Big Rido in red, he's coming in for the shot now, he puts it up, oh, he's stuffed it.
That's a beautiful 2 points. It's not 2 points, he's missed. There's a beautiful pass.
All.
Dallas, he's up high, he's a bald man, he's huge. That's 2 points.
It's in, but it's Rido's revenge, here he comes, he's
up
one-handed
what
and
a dunk.
swinging.
Take the row, Rido.
Bit of a smile there for
Again,
Rido.
He's up again, Rido, he's a layup. He's
nice
a layup. 2 points,
mate. How
Dallas
nice
now
was
he's
that,
from behind. I don't know, shut up, mate. He's in behind, he's up high, he's slamming again, he's a slammer.
Oh,
He's a
mate,
slammer.
that is there. Oh, a bit of a red-headed smile there, but he's gone from the outside. Oh, and it's just put it in. That's no brick, that.
10-all,
Mate,
10-all.
that's
Dallas
beautiful.
needs this. 10-all. He's up. He's huge. He's in.
Bit of a reverse jam there. This is beautiful. Needs 3 points to win it. What can he do
It's
from
in.
the
It's a brick.
outside?
No, it's in. It's huge.
It's in. Oh, big smile
he's
from the
happy.
winner.
They're all happy.
this
Rito's
is
happy.
huge.
He's got a big
Nice slugger.
sluggo.
Well, Craig, I know you got to be places, so I thank you.
Thank you.
And Anthony Bradshaw thanks you because he owns a Mega Drive, and you have just won him, yes, you, Anthony, $600 worth of Mega Drive stuff. So that little 3-pointer you just threw in at the end there, which of course
That was your coaching.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to go, guys. Here's Muttster.
Well, Brett, I'm sorry, mate. It's my coaching. I've lost 2 in a trot on the trot now. So we'd like to give it. You were playing for Marilyn Shine, and she has won $150 worth of Mega Drive stuff for herself as a runner-up prize. And you haven't won this ball because it's mine. But you played well. I'll shake your hand once again because that's the things you do on TV. All right? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, it's great fun.
Okay, we paid him to say that, and we'll be catching you later. Bye. Now, if you want to lend your name to the mayhem and madness, just send your entries to The Zone, Celebrity Shootout, PO Box 27 Willoughby 2068. Don't forget to include your name, address, and the system that you play on the back of the envelope. Now on with The Zone.
PC games based around creating a city, business, or theme park are all the rage at the moment. Hot off the drawing board comes a new PC game from Metro, where your task is to successfully develop your own civilization from scratch.
I didn't get into this one that much at first, but it does grow on you the more you play it. It sort of reminded me of a cross between SimCity and Lemmings. You plan the medieval city, take care of the budget, battle strategies, town planning, food, and so on. While the whole time these mindless-looking blue things, which, by the way, I think are your subjects, wander around the place, building, cutting trees, farming, and generally living in the olden days.
After playing so many kart games that depend on your reflex skills and hand-eye coordination, it's great to be able to sit down and really sink your teeth into a game that takes a bit, or shall I say a lot, of planning and working out. In other words, you really have to use your brain. The Settlers is a kind of medieval version of SimCity.
You can be in competition against a friend or go against the computer. Either way, it's a little confusing at first, but through trial and error, you'll eventually get the hang of it.
You have to set up a fully functioning settlement. This can get a bit complicated as you have to work out the balance of available food, stock, weapon, habitats and population. That's right, guys. You have to work out the economic system for your village folks. You get to build your main castle first, which act as your headquarters, and then you start occupying the land, desert and lakes surrounding this area.
The graphics are quite detailed and it's easy to see what's going on around you without straining to see it. Overall, it's a pretty good effort. 78.
I found this game enjoyable only for a couple of hours at a time, before it begins to feel like that school project I've been trying to avoid. The graphics could be better. As a 1 or 2 player PC game, it's more than passable and definitely worth an 80.
Okay, Game Grommets, you know we got a problem here on the Zone. We never fit everything in that we're supposed to. We've still got the Blockbuster Home Video Comp, which is huge. We've got a world exclusive on Sonic & Knuckles. We've got 7th Guest, sequel, 11th Hour, and the GameStar Cheat of the Week. Huge! But if you're going to get all that in, you've got hawks in your head. So there's only one thing left to say, mate. Ads?
Well, what else can I say except see ya? Well, I guess I could say bye. Bye now. I could say see you later. I could say get the hell out. But then, of course, I wouldn't want to say that because you might not come back next week. But I'd probably say, I don't know, what else could I say? I could say catch you later, see you later, alligator, if I was a real... I won't say what I was about to say then. Bye. I've said that. What else would I say? There's not much I would say. I'd say, ciao. That's what I'd say.
We've had loss of signal now.